Hey everybody, I'm Adam.
And I'm Chris.
And this is the Gamers Hall. So today, we wanted to talk about Icewind Dale, new book.
Yep.
And we wanted to take a little bit different approach to this. We're going to talk about one specific quest.
Yeah.
In this that people seem to be having a little trouble with. Like,
a lot of trouble.
A lot of trouble. Apparently, a lot of people are complaining. And what we want to try and do is give you guys some ideas on how to, as a DM, run it to where you don't murder your party.
Yeah.
And we're going to try and give you a couple of different ideas on with different types of groups. Because every group is different, but there's usually some groups that act in your more aggressive manner, and then you have some
Definitely
in your more passive manner. We want to try and give you guys some ideas on how to deal with that better. So,
so if you're a player and you're running the cold-hearted killer quest, then we're in spoiler territory. Don't watch the rest of this video, or come and watch it after you've ran through it.
Yeah.
So let's DMs for here on until after you've done it.
Yeah, we don't want to spoil anything too great for you guys. Like, we really want to make sure that you understand that we're trying to help your story better. So if you're a player and you don't want this ruined, please watch later after you've dealt with it. But
for DMs, let's jump into this.
All right, so main part of quest.
Yeah. The cold-hearted killer quest is a dwarf, a shield dwarf is going to hire you. She used to be a bounty hunter, and now she's hiring you.
She's too old.
Yeah,
she can't do the job as well as she used to.
She's hiring you to come in to find the cold-hearted killer. She has some suspicions, gives you some hints and clues, and tells you general locations of where people have died, and that's probably where the party should go.
So a little groundwork. Icewind Dale is covered in a perpetual winter by the goddess Oral. I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly, but that's how I'm going to say it. People are now having to do some extreme things to survive, right?
Absolutely.
This is where some of the survival horror comes into this. Well, one, you guys survive the winter. Two, the horror is what are you going to deal with, right?
Yes.
This cold-hearted killer is just killing people at randomish. Of course, you're going to figure out that it's not random. He has a real reason why he's doing it.
The players think it's random, but as the DM, you know that he's killing people that are people in certain towns are sacrificing. They have a lottery.
Yeah.
Put names in a hat, draw a name. That person gets sacrificed to Oral, the goddess.
She'll back off and give them hopefully some heat. Some time to survive.
Make it less cool or something.
Less cool. Maybe they might survive. So these people are desperate.
Yeah. So you have some people who are paying so that their names don't show up in the lottery, and that is who the cold-hearted killer is going after.
Right. So first off, as a DM, not as a player, but as a DM, you need to understand what kind of group your players are. Are they that kick in the door, go after the person? Are they that Sherlock Holmes investigate type group? Are they that whimsical, we'll just flow with whatever happens type group? You know that.
Yeah. You
have several different types of groups, but they usually fall into three different categories. I think aggressive, pacifist, and then passive. Well, passive would be more inquisitive. Your pacifists generally don't want to fight anything.
Yeah.
They like to talk to everybody. They're your more whimsical people. And then you have your kick-in-the-door aggressive people, which everybody knows somebody that does this. And
Leroy Jenkins!
Exactly. So, let's start with the aggressive. Because those are the real problem child.
Yeah. You're kicking the door. I'm going to bash everything in. And I'm just going to bust in and I'm going to own everything.
Yeah. And Sifik Caltro, which is his name, he is very, very dangerous. He will one-shot level 1 characters, and you can give your characters, your players, this at level
not
1.
one shot knock them unconscious. One shot, if he rolls high enough, they're dead.
Right. Which sounds broken, but it's not. It's not that bad.
No.
There are actually plenty of other campaigns and plenty other things that have been in pre-mades that do the same thing, put out by Wizards before.
Oh yeah, because depending on the makeup of the party, and depending on what everybody really made and their tactics, a party of four. I'm gonna say 4. A party of 4 first level characters can deal with this guy and win.
So back to the aggressive party. The aggressive party, as a DM, you need to steer them away from him at the beginning. They need to do some legwork. And if they want to go fight things, what you could do is you can set them up in another one of the 10 towns.
Yeah, because they have to go look for him.
Right. Make them go through things to eventually get to this guy.
Yeah,
right?
so like people are probably afraid of this guy, so they're not willing to just give information out. Maybe they have to do a quest to earn the respect to be like, okay, listen, you do this for me, I'll tell you what I want to know about that guy. I'll tell you where you can find him.
And if they're just so dead on finding him immediately, and then when they find him, they just attack and say, here's our bounty, we're going to kill him. This guy actually he's a killer.
Yeah.
Somewhat of a serial killer, I guess, in some extents. He actually doesn't really care all that much about what the party's doing. He works for a dwarf. He's a bodyguard. I mean, he obviously has his own
side work,
and he's not exactly himself. He's actually a spirit that's cannibalized, a spirit that's cannibalized the soul of this guy. But he doesn't actually care all that much about them. So you could actually have this guy not kill the party if you don't want to. I mean, he could just beat the crap out of them and then just go, you're not part of the 10 towns. I don't need to kill you.
You guys aren't making sure your names aren't part of the lottery, so he doesn't really care to try and kill them. It's more like, listen, stay out of my way. This is your warning.
Yeah. Now, what the party members do after that can be a very interesting story, but don't let your aggressive players kill themselves, because as DMs understand that there are things in books that are not meant to be fought now. They can be fought later, but you put them there to challenge the party to figure out other ways around it.
Oh, yes.
So have your party members find out more about them. You can go around talking, and this is where the passive players, the inquisitive ones, this is where they're going to shine.
Who's going to do the legwork to figure out this guy's strengths, his weaknesses, his habits? Like, how much time are you going to put into this?
Right, and there's so many ways you can figure out about this guy. I mean, one, he's actually undead. So players that are smart enough using all the resources, they might find a way to, a paladin could just use a divine sense.
Yeah.
Go, oh, wait a minute, hold, he's undead? What is that supposed to mean? If they trail him, because he's not going to care about them. He might find them interesting, but he's not going to care that some adventurers show up, because everybody in 10 towns is
somewhat an adventurer.
Yeah, something special-ish, because it's a place of survivors. So they could figure out that he doesn't ever really go in any place that's hot for very long. He enjoys being out in the cold. He walks around without furs and coats. Let them figure out some of these quirks about this guy before they go try and attack him.
Yeah, really hone in on the details for your players that are looking for those.
Yeah, because he is meant to be something that would be difficult to deal with. And also, you don't have to kill him. There's nothing saying you have to kill this guy.
You can capture him. You can take him in alive. It's not just, hey, go kill this guy, bring him back dead.
Yeah.
You can definitely take him into prison, or take him to the Shieldwolf that hired you, or actually get him imprisoned in the 10 towns.
Right. Also, you can have your players figure out that he is targeting ones that are avoiding the lottery.
Yeah.
Right?
So if he's already targeted them, maybe their loved ones would hire the party.
Or the ones that are actually avoiding it will also ally with the party to stop them because they know they're next.
Yeah, turn the town against him.
Right. There's so many ways that you can have your players figure out all about this without ever just going, hey, let's go fight them. Now, your whimsical characters, your party that's just like, oh, let's just go around doing weird stuff. Now, I'm going to go ahead and say this is probably not a good adventure to run for those type of people, because they're not going to try to peg down as much about this guy. They're going to kind of just fall into the different tropes.
Yeah.
So if you had that type of group that just seems to kind of bounce around and do random things, have this guy avoid them, because you could just say he's just weirded out by them or whatever else.
Yeah.
And then make them eventually fall upon him and like, oh, you do this thing? What? This is crazy.
Right.
Because this quest really needs players that are going to invest the time in dealing with him the proper way.
Yeah.
Not just wham bam, we're done. Not gonna work. Or hey,
Yeah.
what? There's a killer here, and fall into it, because this guy will murder them.
Yeah.
If provoked, enough.
Oh, definitely.
He's not a nice person. He's just whether he gives a crap about you or not. That's the
Yeah. Are you going to hinder his future plans? If so, he might kill you.
right.
But like I said though, like you're kicking the door group, the aggressive group. They're probably the ones that are complaining the most about this.
Right. Yeah. These guys are going in there expecting that the dice gods are going to be in their favor, and that the DM's never going to throw anything against them that they couldn't deal with.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Everything's not balanced, guys.
No.
Like...
No. And it shouldn't be.
Yeah. And
Life is not balanced. D&D should not always be balanced either.
DMs, the reason in these books, they don't give you, like they did in the Essentials kit. Like, hey, this encounter is suitable for a group of 3rd level players. 2nd and 1st level players could have can do it, but it would be a hard time, because you don't know what the builds are. Power gamers are going to murder this guy. Power gamers will straight up most likely murder this guy 80% of the time. Whereas your non-power gamers, they're going to have a rougher time, but they're also probably not going to kick the door in.
No, they're going to figure out probably some clever way of dealing with this guy.
Yeah. But now, like, the power, like, it's the aggressive people, the power gamers, like, yeah, some of them, the dice gods aren't going to be on their side, and their character's going to get one-shotted at 1st level.
Yeah.
He's gonna Misty Step and stab that 1d8 plus 2d4 cold damage. It's rough. It's rough.
What I do need to say, DMs, if you know your players are going to push this combat, give them some areas that they can fight in that are different. Like, give them some options. Like, if you gotta lead them by the hand a little bit to say, hey, you know what, cramped spaces, you might have figured out that he can just kind of disappear. Like, at some point he just wanted to get somewhere quick and they were watching him. Making them realize that, hey, if we keep him enclosed, we can keep him from picking off our people one at a time, right?
Yeah.
Give him an enclosed spot. Or if you know that your players, like, if they could draw him out in the open, like catch him out in the open, they know that they got the range and it's a good time for the the weather, that they can see through the snow or something happening.
Right.
That don't give them a blank, just a white box and say, here you go, fight this guy. This guy's going to own them. Give them an area that they can use some type of tactics if they choose to. I hope party members do use some type of tactics, because it's very important in combat to at least
also
do
in
something.
A cooperative game like Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, give them the ability to use their strengths, to where their warlock can shoot from long range and be out of trouble. Their cleric is going to be protected by their paladin that is, you know, defending them constantly using, oh no, disadvantage on that hit, you know, if he's the devotion paladin, I believe.
Right.
Build that encounter, because this guy is definitely one of those that's going to be unique, and when the players do beat him, either killing him or capturing him, or just driving him out of town, which honestly he's not going to care whether he's driven out of town or not.
Yeah.
It's not going to affect him too much. They should feel rewarded for doing so. This guy's not supposed to be easy, so give them the chance to really work for that, and they're gonna appreciate you for doing so.
Yeah. Plus, also, I mean, I think another reason I could see power gamers having a hard time with this, or the aggressive players, is maybe they attacked him while he was being a bodyguard. Now they're having to deal with thugs and
the person he's guarding is
the person he was guarding.
Torgal. She is a business person with connections and people underneath her.
Yeah,
that would not appreciate you killing her #1 bodyguard.
Yeah, so if the players attack when they're around, they're not going to sit around and not do anything. They're going to be like, well, "What are you doing to our ally?"
Yeah.
So like that's probably also a problem. So it's definitely letting the players know, like, oh hey, he's around other people. There's people he's working with. You know, don't let him just try and kick the door in when this guy's got multiple allies around.
Right. So the details matter for this quest.
Yes.
This is not a go find the thing and then we'll figure it out on the way. No.
Yeah, this isn't going and killing an owlbear.
Yeah. This is. Oh, we need to do our legwork. You know, we need to do our homework, our legwork. We need to move around. We need to find out more about this guy. This is not just a simple quest, and it's not supposed to be. Wizards wants to give you something that's interesting, that's difficult, that's unique. That also, this is supposed to strike fear in people. You're not supposed to be happy-go-lucky running around. This is horror. Some people are saying there's not a lot of scary things. No, there are scary things in this, and this guy happens to be one of them.
Oh yes. I mean, the horror aspect of this module is, I mean, yeah, a lot of people do say it's lacking, but it's there. Do you need to be a little inventive? Maybe, but that's another video. We're gonna get to it another time.
So hopefully what we've talked about help you with this particular quest.
Yeah.
Beating the cold-hearted killer, or just running the cold-hearted killer. Also, another thing, he could be an ally.
Oh, really?
I mean, why not? If you're playing an evil group, an evil party.
I didn't even think about that.
Look, listen. Turn your greatest enemy into your greatest ally.
Yeah, because if you're all, he has a definite reason why he's doing this. And DMs, the spoiler is he's doing it because Oral gave him a push. The spirit inside of him is a that's right.
Gave him a push to come do this, and he is doing it for Oral. Your players could be on the side of this winter goddess, this, the winter's fury, effectively, in a creature or a thing. You can make it an ally. Maybe your hunt for him is less about killing him, and it's more about finding connection to the goddess that you really want to serve. Don't forget that.
Yeah, because maybe also, like, he's targeting people who are avoiding the lottery. Like, is that a bad thing?
Yeah, play up that. I mean, that could be, like, are these sacrifices necessary? Is this truly placating Oral?
So maybe the way you deal with him is you don't deal with him, and you actually deal with the town and get the town to stop doing the sacrifices. You stop the lottery, you stop his random killings.
Yeah, or you enforce those killings and you make sure that people are doing it, because that is actually the greater good.
Yeah.
Think about that. So hopefully these ideas will help you guys, and we would like you to leave some comments. Maybe if you have some ideas as well, put them down there.
Or if there's any other part of the book you'd like us to go more in depth on, please leave it down in the comments.
Yep. Make sure to like, share,
And subscribe.
And hopefully we'll get back to more on Icewind Dale and different campaigns and different stories.
Yep, we got a couple more videos ahead that we are going to do with this, but we're not going to be doing any just generalized review of the overall module.
Right. We want to really get down into the story aspect, the role-playing aspect of these books, and help you guys make those sessions so much better and more memorable. But anyway, I'm Adam.
And I'm Chris.
And see ya.
Keep rolling those nat 15s.
15's way better than the other numbers you've said before.
They can't all be bad.
I can always roll bad.
Only when you're rolling stats.
No, I roll bad all the time. You know this.
Not last night.
Yeah.
Yeah. But alright, take care, guys.